morning. Welcome to Build Day 38. And Kaylee is picking breakfast of the day. We're going to have Triceratops steaks, smothered in butter, mushrooms, and onions. There's your breakfast of the day. And I'm saying Triceratops steaks because that's what she brought out. She's been nibbling on the little Triceratops. Come on, get your toy. Let's get in there. Come on, get in there. Sorry about last night's vlog, or yesterday's vlog. I did attempt to film the wrap-up last night. And as far as I knew, I did. But apparently I forgot to hit the record button. I was so out of it last night. I did do something smart, though. Went to go to bed. I took 2 Aleve. I slept all through the night. My back didn't bother me. My knees didn't bother me. And I was out. I could still use more sleep, though I'm still kind of groggy. But I've got a little bit more energy. And my back is hardly yelling at me at all today. So I should be moving a bit quicker. We're going to be working over in the graveyard. Last clip I showed you yesterday, I believe, was of the first section where the pneumatic tombstones are. Got the one 5-volt line I needed ran yesterday. I got the 12-volt line, general 12-volt line, which will power all the lights, is ran. And I did get a couple of lights hooked up. What was it? Elder Watson's tombstone and 2 of the light boxes, dragon light boxes, which I still need to get their colors set on because they're showing up as white right now. But all the LEDs are installed. I just need to go through and hook up all the LEDs in that one area, which I'm getting ready to go do now. And then I've got 2 12-volt lines I need to run for the 2 control boards for that section to run the pneumatic stuff in there. General thing is, we're going to get that section totally finished today. We'll get the straw in, and then tonight I can get things aimed and get the fence panel up. And we'll be done in that area other than the projector, which is stage 5, which is coming up sometime in the next 4 days. We should have all the lighting done. But I am going to do a switch, I think. At least I'm thinking about it. I was planning on doing both the tombstone area I'm working on now and the pet cemetery first, and then saving the mausoleum for last. I think I'm just going to go right into the mausoleum and get it lit up. That way Sue Ann can get in there. The pet cemetery, I got to add the power supply for the obelisk yet, and which is an electric item, and the lighting. And that's all that's in that area that needs to be done, other than the straw. So that's going to be a quickie little thing. So I think I'll just get in and get the mausoleum done. That way Sue Ann can start on the graveyard. And by the time I'm done with the pet cemetery, she'll be messing with that mausoleum. And that mausoleum takes her all damn day. But anyway, that's what's on the docket for today. We're going to be working in that graveyard. I want to try to get it done, hopefully today. Just depends on how many things jump up and bite me. So we're going to do that. You've had your breakfast of the day. I'm going to put the camera down. We're going to get to work. So Kaylee's anxious. She wants to get to work. Huh? Okie dokie. Enough of Kaylee, enough of me running my mouth. Let's see how many segments we can get you today. Well, it's going on 1 o'clock. I am going to take a break and get something to eat. I have not had breakfast yet, and I'm getting hungry. But I wanted to show you, and there's really not all that much to see. I've got all the lighting for this section in and complete. Lights still need to be aimed, which I will do tonight. And I just got done running the first power line for the control box. The controls will control that sign and the angel. Hopefully. I have not tested that line yet, but it should work. The plug plugged into it, so. I got figured since I gotta go in the house to get the control boxes, I might as well grab lunch while I'm in there. So I'm gonna go do that. I do have one kind of cutesy thing I want to show you. If you remember during the opening this morning, Kaylee was carrying around a stuffed Triceratops. Well, she brought it out here into the water room, and Sue-Ann was tripping over it, so Sue-Ann moved it to there. Well, I think it's Kaylee has given her blessing to leave it in the display. She's come by multiple times. Sue-Ann's been working in here, and so Katie's been hopping back and forth between me and Sue, you know, keeping an eye on us and stuff. And every time she goes by the little guy, she'll nuzzle it a little bit, but she won't pick it up, she won't move it, she just leaves it there. I think that is going to be her contribution to the haunt this year. To be honest, I probably won't leave it in here because it'll end up walking off with one of the kids. But I just thought it was cute that she's kind of given her blessing to having it in the haunt. Sue-Ann's been working in here, and I'm not sure how well it's showing up, but she's put some vinage and creepy cloth. She did do some creepy cloth back behind the mermaid, so the mermaid will stand out a little bit more. She's done some up on the roof to help hide the tie straps a bit. She even got in here and did behind the zombie bait to help kind of hide the hosing and stuff that's dropped down the wall there. And then to hide the tent pole or tent leg, she's done that too. And we've got someone coming through. Oh, it's that Kaylee! No wonder it was so noisy. She was racing out to check on Pop. Oh, nope, she's taking her baby. So much for that. I guess it's not going to stay in the haunt. But, you know, she's done some creepy cloth and stuff here along the fencing and stuff too. So, we are making it somewhere. After lunch, I've got the control board for the sign and the angel to put in, plus the control board for here to put in. Then I can get the straw in, and then tonight we'll get over here, get the lights aimed, and you'll get a nighttime look at that. But once the straw goes in, we'll move over here to the mausoleum. Another AC piece here. I forgot to plug in. Its connection is up on top of the arch. So I'm going to have to get my ladder over here so I can get up there and get it plugged in. Noticed that a couple of weeks back. But anyway, it's lunchtime. Be back in a while, I hope. Okay, first part of the graveyard is done.
Another poor soul stands before me. Halloween seems to be filled with them. Allow me to sever the ties that hold you in this forsaken.
I got the straw in. I still need the projector in here. And we get over here. And we got that, my grandparents' tombstone, done. Now I still need to get in there, aim lights, and I gotta get the fence panel up. Other than that, oh, and I've gotta get the light boxes tuned into the coloring I want them to. But other than that, we're done with this section. But they're all ready to go. Now, my next stage or step is in here. One, I'm going to take out that light bulb and put a flame bulb in there. I found one. I'm hoping it works. Because that is just brightening it up in here too damn much. And I've got two of them up there. But I need to get up here on the rafters and cut some wood out to zip tie up to that so I can have something to put lights in on. I've got I got 8 lights to hang, one on each side to aim straight down for general lighting in here. This year we're going to use green, and then I'm going to use some orange spots I'm going to hang up there to point down here at the urns to light the urns up. I never did get the lights in the boxes working. And then I'll need a couple of spots for the flamingo and a couple of spots for the gargoyles down there. So we're probably going to end up spending the rest of the day with that. Time for your nighttime look. We're in the water room and we're going to pivot. And here's what I've gotten done. I don't have the air props on. Kaylee's been out here with me. She hates the air props. And she just went in the house. I've got to go get her. We got to go move the truck. I'm about ready to call it quits out here. But this part of the graveyard is done. It's ready to go. All I got to do is get the projector in for the screen, which is stage 5, and I got to get the camera aimed up there too. Got that light box going. We got Elder Watson's crypt. Steer's Head over here is working. I just don't have it on. I forgot to turn it on. I've been working over here in the mausoleum. We got our blocks up there, all zip tied in, and I've got all my lights mounted, except for 2. I am missing 2 orange spotlights that go on that beam right there that will be highlighting the urn. And I ran out here. The rest of my orange spotlights are in the house. I figure if I gotta go in the house to get them, I'm just gonna call it quits. It's almost 9 o'clock. But we haven't done too bad. The pet cemetery over here is still totally dead. I haven't made it that far yet. Tomorrow we'll get out here. I'll get my 2 orange spots in up there, and then we'll go through and get this all wired. So it's working. I was going to say there's no air props in here, and that's a lie. There's the back side of it there. That's the air blaster. I do have a control board to put in there to run it, and that shouldn't take too long, I hope. I got to run a power line for it, and I'll do that, and then we'll get into Pet Cemetery, and hopefully get the Pet Cemetery done tomorrow too. I'd like to be done with this tomorrow, if possible. And then now I'll leave Sue Ann's tube hallway, which is right there, and the exit hallway to do, which should be quick as well. Stay tuned for your end of the day wrap up. Pie of the day, the death pie, an Oreo cookie crust, and a black licorice cream filling. Alright, end of the day wrap up. Kaylee's all happy. Just got done parking the truck. She always looks forward to it. And she was in the house with Sue and got up here, put the camera down on the table, opened the door, and I go, okay, Kay, come on, it's time. And she went diving for her toys and running for the door. She brought her mallard out. Ready to go. Didn't do too bad, I guess, today. Graveyard always takes time. It usually takes a couple of days to do it. Mausoleum is going to be semi-quick. I just got to get all the lights basically wired up in it. And the air blaster on the mausoleum should be another one that's quick. The hardest thing on the air blaster is figuring out where I'm going to put the sensor to trip it. And that is also provided it is working. That thing sits out in the weather all year long. So I don't know if the switches are going to work. I'm probably going to need to shoot some WD-40 in there to lubricate it a little bit, and I'll do that when I'm hooking up the control board. I've got to get the lights. I got 2 orange spotlights I need to get put in yet. which will take a couple of seconds, and then it's wiring all the lights up, and then tomorrow night getting all the lights aimed. I gotta get the control board in. I already got the control board and sensor out here. I just need to get them put in. And yes, Kaylee will go in the house here in a second. I know you want to go in. And then we'll be on into the pet cemetery. There's no pneumatics in there. I do have to get the power supply put in for the obelisk, which is plugging in two things. Provided the wiring going to the motor hasn't come unplugged, in which case I'll have to take it loose and tip it over and fix that and stand it back up, which I've had to do in the past. But it's basically just lighting in there and getting the straw in, and then we'll be done with graveyard. So I'm hoping to have graveyard finished tomorrow. That's what I am shooting for. As to the section we did get done, everything went real quick except for my grandparents' tombstone. That's the one that has the 4 little ghosts above it. Had a hell of a time with the pneumatics on there. There's 4 different little air switches in there. And I know that's not the proper word for you guys to do pneumatics. I know it's solenoids is the name of it. But for the non-layman's, and there's more non-layman's than there are those of us that know terms and stuff in pneumatics. But the 4 air switches on that all wanted to leak. And I go through, take care of one problem, and just work my way down the line. And then I have they all plug into a manifold, a 4-tap manifold. That wanted to leak. I had to diagnose that. And then the regulator, which was an old regulator, it didn't want to work right. It wouldn't reduce pressure. It was turned up too high. So I ended up having to junk it and put a new regulator in. And it was just one thing after the other. Something that should have been plug and play ended up taking me about an hour and a half for one tombstone. And a lot of it was just running back and forth to the shop. Oh, shit, I'm going to need this. Or, oh, damn, I forgot that. Or, I was like, oh, okay, I better take this in the shop and, repair this. Most of my time was running from the graveyard through, backwards through the haunt, water room, photo hall, chain hall, clown hallway, courtyard, to the front door, through the house, into the shop, and then reversing it, going back out. And it's just like, oh, God, I think I've got my 20 miles in for today. But, no, we're doing good. Tomorrow morning, Kaylee and I have to go to Ace. Yeah, she's all excited. I said one of her trigger words, Ace. That's her shopping store. We got to go to Ace. I've got one light on the chandelier. It's supposed to be one of those flame light bulbs. It has a little flame on the inside of it. They're a little dimmer than regular light bulbs. Crapped out on me. And I just put a standard light bulb in there, and it's just way too bright. So I need to go up and get a new light bulb for that. And if I do that, the skull lamp over in the Gypsy had the same problem. The light crapped out on that one, so I just put a regular, one of my 25 watt party light bulbs into it. And that thing's way too bright. So I figure we're going to go up and hit Ace and get the light bulbs tomorrow morning first thing. My reason being is because of the light in the mausoleum. Sue Ann likes to cobweb the ceiling. And if she does that, I won't have access to the chandelier in there to replace the bulb without destroying or cobwebbing. So I need to replace that light bulb now. So we'll go up to Ace tomorrow. That'll be our opening when we move the truck. Oh, yeah, that'll be our opening for moving the truck. Yeah. So we'll do that first thing in the morning. It takes a couple of seconds. The longest part is getting the damn bulbs out of their packaging. So we'll do that tomorrow. Past that, I ain't got much else to say other than stay spooky, stay toxic.